Okay, so think about this. The Golden State Warriors had to win 10 of their last 12 games just to hold off Houston and hold on to the 10th and last seed in the play-in. That's why the Warriors now face a do-or-die game at Sacramento tonight. And by the way, they were a 3-point favorite down to now a 2-point favorite. So, Paul Pierce, how do you explain that Steph and Clay and Draymond barely made the 10 seed?
I'll tell you why. Skip, the Western Conference is way better this year. It's way better. If I told you, think about this. They won, 46 games? Sacramento won 48 games last year and was a top 3 seed in the Western Conference. They have 5 teams with over 50 wins in the West this year. It's just last year there was only 2 teams that won 50-plus games.
That's a good point. Yep.
You know, so don't look at their record or don't look at Temp C. Look at what they've done for you lately. They've won 8 out of 10. They're one of the hottest teams in the league. Draymond has played in 55 games. So, like I said earlier,
it's not like 25 games. He did play in 55.
Yeah, so think about if he just played in like 15 more of those games. You tell me they can't go, let's say, let's just say under 500, 7 and 8. They're a 50-win team then. This is a 50-win team in the 10th slot, I'm telling you. It's just that they had to deal with injuries. They had to deal with Clay coming off the bench, then starting, then confusing him. And, you know, he was going through his little mental cycle from not getting a contract this year. But this Golden State Warriors team is still, in my eyes, a championship-caliber team when I look at it that way. When I look at it that way, think about it. 55 games for Draymond. Is he not the heart and soul? Are they a better team with him out there? Absolutely. I mean, we see the difference in intensity when he's there. So when he's not there, yeah, he has to control his anger. Yeah, he has to, you know, not foul and kick people and punch people. But when he's there, he's a force. And they win more often than they lose. And so in saying that, this may be the best Tim seed we've ever seen. Yeah, we might can say this Tim seed can possibly get to the finals. You know, in other years, you're like looking at the Tim seed, oh, they'll get swept. Or they're
like in the East right now, you look at their 10 seeds and you just say, okay.
You know, if they make it, they do, or they don't. But this is a team that can lose and not make the playoffs if they lose the sack tonight. Or this is a team that you can see make a deep playoff run because there's a path for them more so than there's a path for the Lakers. And so, in saying that, I like what direction they've been going in. I like when they're at whole, and this is going to be a team that can make a run because right now they're the hottest team in basketball.
Well, they are the hottest team in basketball, and it's a lot to unpack when you talk about why are they sitting in the 10th spot, Skip.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with the obvious, the Draymond Green issue. That's an obvious. When you are missing an important piece of your unit, despite if it's 10 games, 12 games, 15, whatever the number may be, that still has an effect on your entire team. Okay? Then let's move to Chris Paul. You had to find a role for CP3.
You did.
You had to figure out where does he fit into the equation. Then you move into the Klay Thompson situation, as Paul mentioned. What are we going to do here? He's struggling. He's not shooting the ball well.
Remember the kid Pajimski was just playing his tail off. Like
okay, put him on the bench.
Yeah.
All right, well, okay. Well, we can't keep him on the bench. He just went for 30. He went for 29 again. He went for 30. Come on, you're back in the starting lineup. All of those sort of things. Now, the biggest X factor in all of this is their home playoff advantage. I mean, their home play, it's just not, their home court is not there.
21 and 20.
It's not there. That wasn't the case in the past.
No.
This year, a lot of that contributes to why they're sitting in the 10th spot because they can't win at home. If you win at home and you split on the road and you win the majority of your games at home, you like Paul said, you up in the 50s now.
You would be.
And so there's a lot that has gone on with this team, but I am a strong believer in veteran teams with veteran players that have done it before.
You are.
Been there, done that. We know when to turn on the switch and how to get it done. And they preserve their energy for late in the year and in through the playoffs. And you can see that now. You can see all of them are just, it's like they're forming back into the Golden State Warriors where, you know, the yellow tiles are starting to come back out. You can just see it. You can see it. If some reason the Lakers The Lakers don't make it, then I'm all Golden State.
You all go State.
I mean, I'm going to stay with the State all day long.
I think one or two things happen. If Golden State, say, loses tonight, now that I looked at it like this, Skip, I'm not sure that you break this up still, because you have the excuse to say,
now you're back on the bandwagon.
But I now, because I thought, they did go 21-20 at home, but, think about how many home games did Draymond miss? So, like I said, he played 55 games. Yeah. If he just plays 15 more games and they go 500, let's see they win half of those at home. You have a 26, 27 home win total, and even a 5-6 probably better record, 5 or 6 games, which pushes you over 50. So, you have to pick everything apart to see, moving forward.
They started off a lot.
Keeping everything together.
They lose Bob Myers. They
Yeah, but
but I'm saying there was a lot in general, though, with that organization that they had to kind of deal with throughout the course of the season, Skip. That's just the reality of it. It's the reality of it.
A number of things we don't mention. Wiggins had personal issues.
He did.
GP Jr., he was out a lot of the
and he's out
season.
now.
And he's out now.
Gary
so,
Payton Jr. Yep.
You got to factor those things in when you look at their record, too.
Okay, I'm going to hark back to the all-time famous quote by your favorite coach. You just are, and that's the greatest thing he ever said was, other than JAG, just another guy, because those are two truisms about sports. In the end, you are what that record says you were. There's a reason why you're the 10 seed, and all these stats, I got all their stats for the year, and they're all middle-of-the-pack stats. You have an all-time great player in Steph, still playing at a very high level. I don't see a lot of drop-off. In fact, there's some nights when I say he might be better than ever, seriously, because he's stronger now and he plays more physical basketball. I still think that while Draymond provides edge that they desperately need, he keeps that team on edge from night to night. Is he going to lose it? Is he going to go off? Or are we going to lose him for the game? And there's still some tension that revolves around him that makes them beatable. There's something going on. As much as I love him as a player, because he is a great player, and he does things on defense and distributing the basketball and setting picks for Steph that you just can't replace. That's why it's going to be hard to let go of him. That's why they cling to him. But in the end, there's been something missing all year that gets canceled when they go on the road. I don't understand it, because the best stat is that over their last 21 road games, they're 17-4. That's since February 1st. That's the best record in the NBA, best road record. 17-4. So it speaks loudly and well for them right now, because they should go win at Sacramento, because they're just better than Sacramento. And you always talk about championship pedigree. They got it. They got more than anybody has. And then could they go on the road and win at New Orleans if, in fact, the Lakers win tonight? Could they go beat New Orleans to march on and play Oklahoma City? Sure they could. Could I see them beating Oklahoma City? I saw them beat Oklahoma City at Oklahoma City in a game I watched to the bitter end. It went into overtime. But, yeah, are they capable? Yes, they are, to your point. So could they win at least a round of the playoffs? Yeah. Do I see them as a 72-win type team anymore? No, because they're all a little older, and it's just the Draymond factor still hangs over their heads.
Well, they're getting Looney's back in the lineup.
It helps.
That helps a lot.
Yeah.
But I said to you guys earlier, and y'all looked at me like I had frogs on my face. I said they can pop OKC in the first round.
They could.
And once that happens, who's their next draw, right? Are you afraid of Minnesota? Are you afraid of the Mavericks? Are you afraid of Phoenix? Are you afraid of the Clippers? Like, who are you afraid of? I don't think they would be afraid of anybody in a 7-game series.
Now watch them lose to Sacramento. Right?
The boogeyman has spoken.
All right. Speaking of Oklahoma.